Hey, party people. Just mounting my tripod for the IG live and Facebook live. Hey guys, what's up? 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 Hey guys. I said I was gonna take all of my live videos and string together all of my intros where I'm just like, hey guys, hey guys, hey guys, and singing and dancing and stuff. I still have to do it. It's on my to-do list. But first I get y'all's content, and I had a major announcement. Okay, so all right. Woo! What's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? This is day 3. This is day 3 of the Double Down series this week. Double Down, meaning I am going live twice a day, every single day. It is 11 a.m. It's the morning time. So today we're going to continue on with the service-based portion of the series, the service-based portion. Before we get started, let me just make a couple of major announcements. Like I said, this is big. Okay, you guys know that I create content for entrepreneurs. I create content. I used to do it on an ongoing basis up until December, and then in December I started doing it on a subscription basis. So you have to order within the last 5 days of the month. So if you have not ordered your content, you can go ahead and order your content. But now I have an even deeper update to content ordering. Okay, I am trying my best to move all of my, not all of my income, but I am trying to move more into digital products versus services. And here's the reason why. Number one, when I'm doing services, I'm not able to be on live like this with you guys. So I really love being on live here with you guys, and I love doing these lives, and I love doing webinars and trainings and teaching in-person classes, but it's really hard to do that when I'm also doing services at the same time, because those are two very time-consuming components. Services takes up a lot of time, and webinars take up a lot of time, and live obviously takes up a lot of time. So I have now had to really balance out my business life in the way I'm running my business. So major update, content ordering is going away. It's going away. It's going away, y'all. So here's the deal. If you have subscribed for content, your last content package will be March 1st. So after March 1st, it's done, diddly, out of, boom, bam, bang, whatever, gone. Okay, so right now, today is the last day. You have until midnight tonight to order content if you have not already ordered it for yourself. And then that's for the subscription. So if you get in on the subscription, you will receive your last subscription package on March 1st. But anyone else outside of that, you cannot order content. So if you have not enrolled in the subscription by midnight tonight, you will no longer be able to order content from me. So this is what that kind of looks like when I say it's going away. Occasionally, I will do a sale or a pop-up where I'll say, you can order content for the next 3 days. You can order content this weekend, but it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. It's not going to happen on a consistent basis. It's literally going to be like, I woke up this morning and I have a lot of extra time, so we're going to do I'm going to open up the content doors for 3 days. So it's going away, y'all. So if you know that you need content, and you need a lot of it, you either need to get in on a subscription tonight and say, hey, I'm getting in on a subscription, but I need a little bit more than 30 posts, and then I could alter your invoice. But yeah, it's going away, y'all, because it takes a lot of time. And now that I'm putting out more digital products, I have to start scaling back on the services to really find that balance, because I'm about to start traveling and stuff like that. And it is hard to get out custom made content on a timely basis. Like literally right now, it takes about 6 or 7 business days for me to create custom content for each of you guys' brands, specific to your colors, specific to your fonts. Stock photos chosen specifically for you. Some of you guys are on content calendars, so captions written specifically for you, hashtags created specifically for you. So imagine if you're taking 30 minutes a day to figure out what you're going to post on Instagram, and that adds up to about 15 hours a month. Imagine what I'm doing. It's less than that. It's about half of that. I'm about twice as fast as a normal person, but I'm still using about 7.5 hours on each of you guys' brands. So it's taking up a lot of time. So major announcement, and I'm going to put a post up on Instagram. You are no longer going to be able to order content after midnight tonight. Sorry. So that's going away. So that was my major announcement to start with. Now I can jump into the service-based stuff, because that's what you guys are here for, right? I don't want to hold you up, okay? All right, so this is going to be how to humanize your brand. I actually just got off the phone with someone and I talked about some of these elements, and it's crazy because that's what I had on the schedule. Like I literally already had it on the schedule days ago about humanizing your brand when you're in a service-based business, even though that conversation was with a product-based business. But I literally had this on the schedule for service-based business days ago, and had the graphics made days ago. But it is very applicable to you guys that are both service and product-based. But I'm going to focus on service-based business since this is the morning session of live. So let's jump into it. Okay, so when I talk about humanizing your brand, I really mean that people want to be able to connect with you. It's hard for people to connect with someone or connect with a brand when they don't really know much about that brand personally, right? So versus, you know, when we choose to shop somewhere, we're not choosing to shop somewhere because their logo looks nice or because their color looks nice. That's not human-like. We're choosing to shop there because we feel somehow connected to that company, somehow connected to that brand, and that all comes from emotion. And not only is it that we're choosing to shop there that one time, we're choosing to continue to shop there, and we're becoming loyal to that brand. As a service-based business, it is vital for you to humanize your brand, because not only are people shopping with you, people are working with you. So if you want to form better business relationships where you feel closer connected to your clients, or you really are, you know, taking in clients that match your ideal client, or you're really taking in clients that are people that you want to work with, then you have to humanize yourself so that we know what that is. You know, so if you don't like to work with people who are tacky, and I'm trying to get to know your brand, like, no, that's a bad example. Let me back up. Forget everything I just said, back up. It's like this, okay? If I'm working with someone and that person is not my ideal client, or I'm not their ideal buyer. So let's say you're just a normal person, you're nice to work with, and I have an attitude, but I'm the coach. How are you going to know that I am not the person you want to work with? How are you going to know that I am not the coach that you want to work with if I haven't humanized my brand? So you putting off who you are, authentically who you are, is going to help you attract people that you can actually productively work with, because not everybody's personality type matches up with another personality type. So when you're service-based and you're really working with people, and there's really like an exchange going on, and it's about relationships and personal selling, that really has a lot to do with the chemistry you have with the person. And you can't have chemistry with someone that you don't know. Like, you just can't. So unless you believe in love at first sight, and that's a whole nother story. But so you have to do is what you can to humanize your brand. Also, there will be a point in time, because you can get away with not humanizing your brand. You can get away with it for a little bit. But there will be a point in time where you hit a ceiling and you can no longer grow. You can no longer expand your income. You can no longer expand your brand reach because we don't know who you are. So there are some brands that have grown very, very rapidly, but because the brand is not humanized, it's almost like you don't want to patronize them. So I know of an account, and I'm not going to say whose account it is or what the name of the account is. I know of an account on Instagram that has grown to be really, really large. I need to plug in my laptop. I know of an account that has grown to be really, really large on Instagram. They've got over 100,000 followers. And because there is no face to that brand, let me back up the story. They have a lot of followers, mass. Their engagement is great. Their posts get a couple thousand likes, whatever. They decided they wanted to cross over and start releasing digital products, but it flopped. And you're probably thinking, how the heck does a page with 100,000 followers release a digital product and it doesn't make that much money? Like, it doesn't make sense. Even out of 100,000, let's say if the product was $10 and you had 100,000 followers and only 1% of your audience was remotely interested in buying it, that's still 1,000 people. 1,000 times $10 is still $10,000. How do you have 100,000 followers and you release a product and it flops? Like, it doesn't sell. That's less than 1% purchasing. How does that happen? Their brand is not humanized. There's not one picture of the owner of the page. There's not one picture of anyone that's working behind the scenes at the company or behind the brand. There's not one picture of someone that is actually a real life person that is connected to the page in some way, shape, or form with how it operates. Like, there's just no human aspect to it. Even when you think about when you go into stores like Walmart and Publix, and you're like, well, I don't know who owns Publix. I don't know who owns Walmart. I guess his name is Sam Walmart. I don't even know who that is. I don't know what he looks like. But what's humanizing that brand is the cashier, the person at the front door, that salesperson. That person coming in contact with you then humanizes that brand. You automatically relate that cashier, that person at the door, that greeter, that waitress. You automatically relate that person to the brand, and that then humanizes that. We will go shop at places just because we like the people that work there, because they humanize that brand. I know places for sure where I'm like, I want to go. Not only do I want to go shop at this, certain store, I want to go shop at this certain store in this location. Not only do I want to shop at Forever 21, I want to shop at Forever 21 at Perimeter Mall because I like so-and-so Sally that works in there. So it's like they humanized it. So this is catered to you guys, that it's time to humanize your brand so that you can break through that ceiling. I did the same thing. I hid behind my brand for a long time. You'll see people post those posts that say, don't hide behind your brand. Stop hiding behind your brand. You can do it for a little bit, but it's not going to do anything for your pockets. And, if you're one of those people that's shy, a lot of people are like, I'm shy. I don't want to go on live. You don't necessarily have to go on live. I mean, I'd like to see a picture of your face. I'd like to see, a behind the scenes video of something. And I'm going to go through the list of things that you should do. But I would like to at least see you on video, or a picture of you, or a picture of you and your family, or, something. You can find a way to fit that into your page theme, even if you don't necessarily put it in your page theme and you just put it in your stories. Even that counts. You know what I mean? Because I have things that I don't put in my page feed. Like, I don't put my health stuff in my page feed. I only put it in my stories. But for you guys that read or watch my stories every day, that makes me more human-like. I get on the phone and somebody's like, hey, so how's your health thing going? I'm like, oh, you must watch my stories, because I don't put that on my page. So just doing things to make your brand more human, more connectable. Connectable is not a word. More connectable. Okay, so we want to know who you are. That's what it boils down to. We, as your followers, we want to know who you are. We are interested in the woman behind the brand, or the face of the brand, or the man behind the brand. There is a portion in branding, and I wrote down from branding to bank account, and I was like, I should name that a course, and it should be a webinar. Maybe I'll do it as a webinar because it's a little bit more easy to explain that way. But I'll be in Charlotte actually doing this on Saturday. So inside of branding, there is this theory called know, like, trust. Know, like, trust. And the theory is that first people will get to know you when you give them the opportunity by showing your face and being on video and being on live. And then they will begin to like you. So they will either follow you and follow all of your profiles, or they'll be like, I don't really like that person, and that's not your customer. And then they begin to trust you. And once they trust you, that is when they open up their wallets, and that is when they give into your brand and they support what you're doing and what you have going on. So the theory is called know, like, trust. And for some of you guys that are on here right now, you actually came to the little branding meetup that I had in Atlanta, and that one was free, and I had it on the worksheet. I had some worksheets, and on that worksheet was know, like, and trust. So first they get to know you, then they get to, I just broke a hair bone. First they get to know you, then they start to like you, and then they begin to trust you, and they open up their wallets. But it has to happen in that order. So if you try to go too fast from know to trust, if you're skipping the like factor and people are following you and then they're immediately feeling like you're asking them to buy something, then you lose out on that customer. So anytime you do these things out of order, or you try to go through the process too fast, it throws off your sales funnel. Literally, it will throw off your sales funnel. So first we need to get to know you, then we need to get to like you, then we need to start to trust you. So, and trust comes with consistency. So if they know you and then they like you and there's no consistency, there's still no sales. So consistency is important, okay? And I wrote this quote down because I see this said a lot. Someone out there needs something that you have. Yeah, that's corny, but let's get real about it, okay? This is true, though. It is true. It is corny, but it is true. Someone out there needs something that you have, and there is no way, there's not enough products in the world for you to try to create a product that encompasses every single piece of you, and you're just going to sell that in products, and that's going to encompass every single piece of you. There's just no way. Like, there's not enough time in the world. So that's why it's so important to do things like video and things like pictures, because pictures are worth 1,000 words. You know, that's why it's important to do stuff like that, because people will get things from you. People will receive things from who you are as a person without you even knowing it when you're on video. That's what makes it so great. That's the magic of live. I could do a commercial for Instagram or Facebook. That's the magic of live, guys. Like, I can sit on here and talk to you for 30 minutes twice a day, every single day, and the only thing I'm going to release after this is the replay with worksheets, but you're probably getting something in this live that I'm not going to be able to translate into a worksheet, or it's something that I'm not even aware of. And so there's no way that I can put that into a product because I'm not aware of it. But I'm here on live for free because I know there's something inside of me that you guys need, and there's something inside of you that someone else needs. Sometimes there's something inside of y'all that I need, and that's why I go to class. That's why I do live classes, because some of y'all have stuff inside of you that I need, and I can only get that by being in class with you and interact with you back and forth, instead of you just seeing me and I can't see your face right now. So that's why video is so important. Even if it's not you talking on video like this, even if it's just you working and someone's videoing you working, or if it's just you doing a demonstration and people are watching you work, we're going to notice things that you're doing and notice things about the way that you work that could help us, that you may not even aware of that exist. So video is important. Photos are important. These are ways that you can humanize your brand. So I wrote down nine of them. Okay, so the first one is behind the scenes, which you obviously know because I just said it like 15 times by accident. Behind the scenes videos for those of you guys that are nervous. So for me, I like to, you know, when I'm processing, when I'm working with people's brands and I'm making posts, I like to do behind the scenes posts like, this is the brand, this is what it looked like beforehand, this is what it looked like after, which, by the way, I'm going to come on here and do a video one day, and I'm going to show you printouts of the before and the after as I was working through content. So any type of behind the scenes, even if it's like you're putting together packages for your coaching, you haven't released them yet, show us behind the scenes. Not only does it show us that you're putting things together, that you're human. It shows us that it gets us anticipated. We're excited that you have things coming. We're seeing the hard work that you're putting into the products that we're going to eventually get. And us knowing that you worked hard to put those things together makes them more valuable to us, because we know you put time and effort into that. So show us that stuff. It's not always about, here is, I'm releasing this thing and here's the finished product, and then we have no idea what happened in between. Sometimes we want to see that struggle. Sometimes we want to see you say, I wanted the website to launch today, but there's still a couple things I want to add in there, so I'm going to have to push back the launch 3 days. Sometimes we want to see that. Sometimes we want to hear from you on live of you saying, like, I put my heart and soul into this project and it was originally set to release, but I'm gonna have to wait a couple days because it's not as great as what I think you guys deserve. Like, and that's really what it is. When y'all are pushing back launches, and we're gonna stop doing that in 2018, but when y'all are pushing back launches and projects are taking y'all longer than you originally thought, and things are just getting long and drawn out, it's because you believe that your audience deserves better. And for you to tell them that they deserve better is, they can't put it into words. I can't put it into words, but you have to find a way to do that. Okay, so behind the scenes. Number 2, realistic photos. So stock photos are great because they're easy and they're perfect looking and they're color coordinated, and you can find them anywhere. You can pay for them via subscription. But realistic photos are also really nice photos as well. So find a way to either create photos or take photos that are stock-like but are not actual stock, or that look really nice but they're not actually stock photos. So for example, like some photos are just clearly stock photos and you're like, this is so bad. Like I see it on a lot of text pages where it's like the person thinking, or I'm in my office. Like it's just too fake. It needs to be more real than that. So that's why a lot of people use flat lays, because they're more realistic because they've got real items in them. So that's a good substitution for using those really corny, these are my photos that I put in my PowerPoint from 1995 pictures, because that's what they are. They're pictures from 1995. Don't do that. It's better to take a real picture if you can. If you're just bad at taking pictures, like subscribe to a stock photo website that's actually kind of chic. So like Hot Stock, they have really good stock photos where you don't have to take your own, but they look really nice and professional and they don't look too fake looking. And this is bad. Like, cause sometimes I just thought about this. It is a bad combination when you go on somebody's profile on social media, any page, and they've got a little bit of followers and it looks like they're growing, but then all of their pictures look fake, and then you don't actually know who owns the page. Robot. That's the first thing I think, and I'm like, I'm not following this person. They're not even real. So you want people to follow you. There's got to be some type of real aspect to your profile. Like, we need to see you and what you look like and who you are. Number 4, use your, no, I'm sorry, I skipped one. Number 3, conversational writing. When you're writing things on your website, when you're writing your service packages, when you're writing captions on Instagram, write them how you actually talk. Like, don't feel like this has to sound like a textbook. And that's things like talking about yourself in third person, and just be conversational. The way you speak is the way you need to write, because if you write one way and then you decide you're going to go live and then you start speaking and people are like, what? That does not match up. Then you're going to look phony. So be authentically yourself. And that translates in more than one way. So you can write in a conversational manner. Now, if you are a professional, we're all professionals, but if you are like a lawyer or a real estate agent, or if you're something where like you're dealing with professionals in your audience, then you could take it up a notch and deal with, in a professional tone. But also when you go on live, then you also need to be in a professional tone. Things just need to align. Okay, things just need to align. Like if you're going to use your phone voice, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you're going to use your phone voice, hi, my name is Kelly Conley. How are you today? If you're going to use that voice in your caption, then that's the voice you need to use on live and the voice you need to use on your podcast. You don't need to be like, hi, my name is Kelly Conley, in your captions, and then come on live and be like, and he said, and she said, and they said, and what's the name, and da da da, baby daddy, whatever. There needs to be some type of matching, okay? So if you're gonna go conversational, go conversational. Either way, you're humanizing your brand, but you also need to be authentic at the same time, y'all. Which brings me to number 4, use your own voice, okay? Use your own voice. Stop trying to pretend to be somebody else. We can all see right through it. By the way, if y'all are pretending to be somebody else, you know we can clearly see that that's not who you are, right? Yeah. Okay, real recognize real. Okay, number 5, personal stories. Number 5, personal stories. An easy way for your audience to get to know you is by you sharing personal stories, personal anecdotes. I often do this on live when I give my examples, but you can also do this like when you're in your blog or if you're just filming some behind the scenes videos. So for example, I could be filming, you guys are watching me on my iPhone, you guys are watching me on my webcam. I could use my phone or use my webcam and just use this background that I have right now. And I could write down, this is how I do it actually. I write down a couple of questions, like interview questions. You see how people, like they interview movie stars before movies come out. Like, you know, what was your favorite part about working on the movie and da 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 da. But I'm a solopreneur, so I do most of this stuff by myself. So I'm in here talking to myself like I'm crazy, but I write down a couple of questions. So for example, you know, why did you start your brand? So I'll start the recording and I'll ask myself, why did I start my brand? And I'll say, oh, I started my brand because I was going through a lot of things at my job and I really felt like I was kind of over it. And I knew a lot of skills that I felt were not being utilized in my day-to-day life. Okay. You can post that, what I just said, you can chop that up and post it on your page. That's personal stories. People are going to relate to that because then people are going to turn around and watch the video and say, oh, that's me. I'm still at my job. They don't appreciate me. They're going to connect to that. And so when people can identify with you, then you start to become more of a human and they'll patronize your brand and they'll be more loyal to you and they'll want to work with you because remember, you're service-based. So they're going to want to have to be serviced by you because they respect you and they feel like they know you. They like you and they trust you. See how I'm tying everything all in together? Okay. Number 6, using I instead of we. Use I instead of we. When you use we on your service pages, it kind of makes it seem like you're a really big company and you're not really connected to the person. So that's why they say use I instead of we. Sometimes it's a little difficult and you just have to make sure you stay consistent. I am still going through my website and changing that right now. And not to say there's anything wrong with working with a big brand or a bigger brand, but it just makes it feel a little bit more personal. So if you go on a service page and it says, we provide you with the best service, versus if it says, I provide you with the best service. When it says, I provide you with the best service, that makes you feel like there is one person sitting on the other side of that computer who is making it their responsibility to give you the best service that they possibly can. And that's true. It can be true in both instances, but using the word I instead of using the word we can change the potential buyer's perception of what that relationship is going to look like. So I instead of we. Number 7, don't hide your real name. I messed this one up for a long time. Okay, I messed this one up for a real long time. And this is why. For one, I have 2 last names. So I was like, man, who wants to write all that? I don't want to write all that. My name's Kelly Conley Jefferson. It's too long. But I was like, you know what? That's my real name. I just need to write it. Or at least pick one so you guys know who I am. Like, if someone has to hide their name, it kind of makes you think like, if I can't find out who the owner is, if I look at your Instagram page and there's no pictures of you, and then I go to your website, and this is service, remember y'all, this is not product. So in products, we're a little bit more used to not knowing who owns it. But in service, you want to know who somebody is before you give them your money in a service-based business. So if I go to your Instagram page and I don't see any pictures of you, and then I go to your website and I go to the About Me page and there's no pictures of you or no video, and I can't even find your name, I'm not working with you. Don't hide your name, y'all. Don't hide your name. And that goes as simple as putting your name on your profile. That goes as simple as putting your name on your profile. So a lot of people in the name slot, when they edit their Instagram, they put, you know, what they do, because that's what you see when somebody follows you or likes your post. But eventually you're going to need to change that to your name. And I went ahead and changed mine to my name because I need people to know who my name is. Like if somebody is contacting you and y'all are going back and forth in email and they're like, what's your name, by the way? Like that's a problem. Like they need to know what your name is before that. And your name needs to be out in the open. So yeah, for a long time, I hid my name because it was so long and because me and my mom have the same name. So if any of you guys know Natural Girls Rock, that's my mother's brand. She's Kelly J. We have the exact same name. So I have 2 last names and she's got 1 last name. And I did not want people confusing us because I did not want people confusing us. There's like no overlap in our potential customers. There's no overlap in our target market, like at all. But her brand is so big that I was like, people are going to see my name and mistake that. And she's got like 170,000 followers. So yeah, I was like, this is going to be confusing for people. It's confusing for everybody. Like for us, it's confusing for people at the bank. It's confusing for people at the hospital. And I'm just like, listen, we're clearly born in 2 separate months, 2 different years, but you know what, whatever. So I was hiding my name for that reason too. So anyways, now you guys know who my mom is. So yes, don't hide your real name. Number 8, don't hide your prices. Don't hide your prices. Yeah. This is one that people argue about and it gets conflicting. Okay. Yeah, it gets conflicting. Some people will say, don't put your prices up there. Just put the benefits and list all the values and then make people schedule an appointment and get on the phone with you. And then by the time they get on the phone, then you can convince them, no matter how much money it costs, you can convince them to spend it. And I feel like that's not true. I feel like that's not true. But this is also like one of those opinion-based things. So from my perspective, I feel like if you hide your prices and you make every single person who potentially wants to work with you get on the phone with you, then you are wasting a lot of your time because there's going to be people that really, really desperately want and need what you have. And regardless of how much value you can provide, they're just not going to have that money. So for you, it just makes more sense. It just makes more sense to me for you to vet people beforehand. So like if I see something that I want and somebody tells me it's $400 and I'm like, I'm not willing to spend $400 on anything, like on anything in one big purchase right now at the moment. So then I know I'm not even going to call that person because I'm not going to waste their time because I know I don't have the $400 to spend on that right now. But otherwise, if the price wasn't there, I wouldn't know. So I then would feel bad for wasting that person's time on the phone, which makes it even worse. So if I were you, I would not hide your prices. And this falls under humanizing your brand because you want to be less vague. The more realistic, the more upfront you are with what you offer and how much it's going to cost, the easier it makes the process for everybody. So if you're going through the know, like, and trust, and that person has gotten to know you and they've got to like you and they trust you, and then they see your price, that could be a sale straight up. But if there is no price there, then it becomes vague and it's almost like they go back up to the know part where they're like, I'm trying to get to know more. And it's not just about the product. I mean, it's not just about you anymore. Now it's about your brand and about what you offer. But there's no details there. You know what I mean? Like details are very eerie. I mean, lack of details is very eerie and weird. So yeah, I would say don't hide your prices. But some people will tell you to do it. I'm saying don't do it. I like to put my prices out up front. I'll tell you exactly. Actually, a lot of times I'll try to put the price near the top. So you can see the price first, and then you're like, okay, I can afford this. So what can I get for this price? So it's like when you go into the store, before you go into the store, you know how much money is in your bank account. You know, okay, I got $50 I can spend on this outfit for this weekend. Now, what can I get with that $50? That's kind of how I like to do mine. But you don't have to do it that way. You can list out the values and then put the price at the end. Just don't be vague about it. And the last one, vary your content. So as far as humanizing, okay, the various forms of content, like I said before, photo, video, text, audio. But you need to have a variety. So if you just put a bunch of blog posts, it's still like not very human-like. And if you put a bunch of video and nothing else, it's still not human-like. It's got to be a variety of things because you live life in a variety. Okay, so you have to express your business the exact same way that you live when you're service-based, because it's all about you, really. It's all about you and the relationship we're going to have working with you. And here is my backup example. On Instagram, when they are trying to decide, hold on, y'all, let me plug up right quick. On Instagram, when they're trying to decide if someone is a real person or not, when they're ranking pages to see what type of engagement they should get and see who they're going to show the post to, they're doing that all based off of the variety of content that you have. So if the leading social media hub, because social media is all about sociology, if the leading social media hub in the world, which is Instagram right now, if they're using a variety of content to rank pages and rank what people want to see, you should be using a variety of content to attract your audience and to humanize your brand. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go over that. We want to know who you are. So you need to be the face of your brand. It doesn't mean you have to put your picture up every single day, but at least once every, I would say once every 100 well, for a normal person, I'd say probably once every 100 followers, you might want to introduce yourself or reintroduce yourself. And that can be the same picture or it could be a different picture, but tweak it a little bit because it's probably going to stay up on your profile. So every 100 followers, you need to reintroduce yourself. The know, like, and trust factor. So we need to get to know you first, and then which means we need to see you. Then we need to start to like you. So you post a variety of pictures, videos, and text, and then we get to trust you, and that comes with consistency, and that's when we are ready to buy. So make sure you're going through that process and not speeding through it. And then as far as ways that you can get to humanize your brand, behind the scenes videos, realistic photos and not so much stock photos, and not so much memes. I forgot that. Not so much memes, y'all. Number 3, conversational writing. Number 4, use your own voice, so be authentic. Number 5, share personal stories. People love personal stories. Number 6, use I instead of we on your sales pages and your about me pages. Number 7, don't hide your real name. Number 8, don't hide your prices. And number 9, use a variety of content and a variety of contact points. That also comes with having multiple social media channels. If somebody goes on your page on Instagram and it looks fake, they're probably going to go to your links in your bio and say, is this person on YouTube? Maybe I can see a video of them. Does this person have a website? Maybe I can see them on their website. So that counts as variety as well. Last but not least, and this has nothing to do with the topic, so this is my sales plug at the end of this. I did a webinar on marketing, and I'm still having people ask me questions about marketing, but I did a webinar on marketing at the beginning of this week. I think it was on Monday. And I get questions in my inbox all the time. People are saying they're launching products, it didn't sell. They had a book come out, it didn't sell, or it didn't sell as much as they wanted to, or they have products that they've been sitting on or services they've been sitting on that are not selling. The problem 90% of the time when something is not selling or it's not making as much money as you hoped it would make is marketing. So I did this webinar on how to create your ideal marketing strategy for massive growth. It is now available for replay. And not only is it available for replay, it's available for replay with the worksheets, which is what I have in my hand. You get a tracker. You get worksheets to help you know how to price your products, what products to use to complete your marketing strategy, where to advertise, how often to advertise, and a 14-day launch schedule. So if you need help with marketing, the link is now in my bio. You can go grab the replay. I had to re-record it because I forgot to record it. So it's officially ready now. It's officially ready. So if you need help with marketing, that is in my bio. Go and grab that. Go grab the worksheet. There's a couple of different options because you're not just going to get the replay. You get the replay and some worksheets for $17, but then you can upgrade and get some more worksheets, and you can do another upgrade and get some more stuff. So there's levels of upgrade depending on what exactly you are looking for. So if you need help with marketing, that's in my bio. That's number one, if you need help with marketing. If you need general help building a business, there's a webinar replay there as well that comes with worksheets. That's in my bio. If you need help and you own a boutique and you are just starting, you bought a vendor's list and you're like, I don't know what the heck to do with this vendor's list, or I have a vendor's list and I've got items up and no one's buying, then there is a boutique webinar also that's in my bio. So those three major things. Oh, and last but not least, remember, after tonight at midnight, you can no longer order content. You can no longer order content after midnight tonight. So if you need content, you need to order it today. No exceptions. Sorry, what are the three phases? Get to know you, like you. Know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust. Know, like, and trust. Tashima's so funny. Yes, if you need to order content, order it today. It's going away. I'm putting a post up about it. It's going away. It's expiring. All right, guys, I will see you again later on today at 4 p.m. with the product version of this series. Today is picking the right website platform. So if you're product-based, at 4 p.m., I'm going to be talking about picking the right website platform. That's another big topic that is trending right now. All right, guys, I will see you later. I'm dropping this in the replay. See ya.